I'm Angela Pulverenti, and I love talking about wine with people who love it as much as I do. This is At the Cellar. Katherine Brown, now you went and did lots of marketing degrees and MBAs, and then you decided you wanted to be a winemaker.
I actually wanted to be a winemaker pretty much from sort of having my bucket of grapes in the backyard and squashing them up and getting a bit of yeast from the winery and making a little wine concoction in a jar at about the age of 8. But yeah, it wasn't till I sort of explored the world of business and marketing that I actually went back and studied winemaking and followed that dream.
And how's it going?
Loving it. I'm up to my second vintage back at home, and after a few vintages in France as well.
This is kind of your signature Cabernet from Brown Brothers, the Patricia Cabernet Sauvignon. So John Francis started Brown Brothers, founded the business. His son was John. John married Patricia, and she was an amazing woman and a great inspiration to you. Tell me why.
Nana put just her heart and soul into making Brown Brothers what it is today. And she really put 60 years of her life on the line to look after my grandfather, and also she had my father and his 3 brothers. And she was the glue of the business. And even back in the day when the business was still very small, she would host boardroom meetings, which were actually just her kitchen table. And she would do things like heat up the coffee cups, just that extra bit of heat by putting them in the oven to make sure the boys stayed sitting around that table for that extra time.
What are your personal recollections of spending time with her?
She always had a mission that she was on and wanted to complete. And I think there was something about work ethic there that she's really passed down to the next generation.
What was it like when that generation passed on?
I think it was actually probably harder for my father and his brothers, for them to actually take that next step up and to really be sort of the full leaders of the family as well.
Whenever you drink the Patricia Cabernet Sauvignon, do you think of your grandmother?
Absolutely, and Nana was actually still alive when we released the wine under her name. So Dad went and asked her, and sort of Nana sort of listened to what Dad had to say, and then he said, look, we want to name these wines Patricia after you. Nana got a bit teary, and then turned back to Dad very sternly and said, they better be bloody good. So we really make sure they are bloody good before we can put that name on them. And this 2010 is actually the current release, so we actually go out of our way to cellar these in our cellars at the winery and release them when they're at their best.
What a treat, Katherine. Thank you so much. I mean,
I'm sure Nana's very proud of that wine.
in 6 years' age, and I'm sure that it will cellar for much longer, but to just off the top and drink it straight away, it's just absolutely beautiful. Lovely tannins, not overpowering.
Absolutely, and you know, Victorian Cabernet doesn't get a lot of airtime. Whenever you think of Cabernet, you think of Margaret River and Coonawarra. This is really a great example of what Victoria, and especially King Valley, can do with Cabernet, and it is that cool climate fruit. That beautiful spice coming through, but then it's just so, the Cabernet characteristics of that tannin on the back palate is just absolutely perfect.
So did Patricia get to taste the Patricia Cabernet a few times? And
She did.
Yeah.
So when we released the Patricia range in 2003, and during that release time, Dad and Nana, Patricia, actually travelled around the country and did release dinners. And there was actually a poster made at the time that we released, and it said, our wines, just like Patricia, get better with age. And it was this beautiful picture of the Patricia bottle and the photo of Patricia in the background. And she put it up with blue tack in her sewing room.
At the Cellar is filmed at Dan Murphy's Cellar, 282 Chapel Street, Melbourne.